Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your main man, Hazmat Live, and I am back with season 2 of Spaced and Spooked. This is a documentary podcast about my UFO and paranormal experiences, and today, this episode, I'll be talking about probably, without question, the most traumatic paranormal experience of my adult life. I've had several experiences. If you went to season 1, you can see that I had a lot of experiences as a child, but without question, this is probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, and we're going to get into that today. So this happened in 2013. I was laying in the bed. I'll backtrack just a little bit. My dog was kind of a bad puppy sometimes, and I would put him on the landing of the house that we lived in. And every now and then, he would never go downstairs. He hated going downstairs, just would not do it. It was not something that he was interested in ever in doing. And I never knew why. I would drag him downstairs. And when I put him on the stairs, when he would do something that we didn't like, as opposed to discipline him another way, we just put him on the steps. So one night he boo-booed in the house, and I put him on the landing, and I was like, "You're gonna stay there all night, and I'm going to sleep." So I left him and I put him on the landing that night, and I got in the bed and went to sleep. If you remember from season 1, there's always been this thing that I call it the witching hour, because at 3:11, for some reason, that's when paranormal activity happens for me. So right around this time, probably about 3:11 in the morning, somewhere in there, I hear Judo go, he's a puppy. I hear him try to growl and bark. And then something growls back at him from the basement. Now, this is where it gets really, really, really crazy, because this thing is growling so loud and so deep that my house is vibrating. It's literally shaking. My bed is moving like this, because the house is vibrating. I hear this thing growling, and imagine being woken up out of your sleep with a demon werewolf growling in your basement. Okay, that's what we're experiencing right now. So I hear this, and I hear Judo barking. He's trying to bark. Again, he's only about, maybe 8 months old. So he's a puppy. And I hear this thing growling, and I am terrified beyond your wildest dreams. There is a level of anxiety coming over me that I have never experienced before or again. It was, wow. Thinking about it is really kind of taking me back to that moment, but it was a summertime. I remember, I didn't really sleep with a bunch of clothes on. I was in there kind of like a little naked, okay? And so I'm thinking in my mind, and it's a gun laying next to the bed. There's a gun there, to protect myself with. But I'm thinking, whatever this is, if I pull a gun on it, these bullets are going to be useless. I'm wasting a clip. I might as well use these bullets on myself before I use it on whatever that is down there, because whatever this was, I didn't hear anything bust in the house or come through a window or anything like that. It was already in the house. It crescendoed from nothing to a thunderous roar of some sort of demon beast in my basement. So as I'm laying in the bed, I'm thinking, I don't know if you've ever really thought that you were really about to die. I want you to just ponder that for 1 second and really think about a time where you actually thought you were really about to die and how that death might be. But I'm thinking, I'm going to die now, and I'm going to die bad. This is not going to be natural. This is going to be a horrendous, painful death for me. because I don't know what this is in the basement. I don't know if it's on its way upstairs. And I'm like I said, I'm laying in the bed. I don't know where my keys are. I don't know how I'm going to get out of the house. I'm paralyzed with fear. There's a lot of people who think, oh man, I would have did this and I would have did. You're not finna do shit. You're not finna do nothing. I was paralyzed with fear, totally immobilized with fear. And I'm thinking, I'm going to hear my dog be murdered, and whatever this is going to come upstairs and then murder me. So I did the most responsible thing I could have done, which was I called my wife. I called her on the phone, and she was out of town for her job. And I don't know what time it was there, but it was early there too. So I called her and I'm whispering. I say, baby, if you come home and you find me and Judo dead, a demon came up from the basement and killed us. She was like, what? What are you talking about? And I was like, you don't hear that screaming in the background? And I just hung up the phone abruptly. She called me back a few times, and I'm sure she's trying to figure out, like, what the hell was that? You know, but I wanted her to know that, you know, it wasn't somebody that broke in the house and did this. This came up from this haunted house that we live in on Lasser and Bennett, and it's happening. This is something that I can't put into words truly. I really wish I could convey the emotion behind thinking that you're going to be ripped apart by some sort of demon. I don't know if you've ever thought about that or experienced anything like this out here in TV land, but I'm gonna tell you this. I have thought about this night ever since it's happened. And to this day, I sleep with my keys in my room and some clothes right near where I'm at. In case this ever happens again, I'm gonna try to get up and get dressed and just try to run out and leave. But I have a whole new protocol for just sleeping because of this event. It has totally traumatized me, and I never talked about this. There was nobody I could really talk to about this. So I'm sharing this with you guys. You know, this might be entertainment to a few, but for some people, they've experienced something like this. And I'm telling these stories from my perspective, and I'm telling it from an African-American perspective. You know, we don't talk about this stuff a lot, but this is something that truly happened to me, and I ain't been able to shake it. And I'm sharing this with you guys because, you know, it's therapy for me. But let me go back. But there is a point where I'm really thinking I'm about to die here. And this event goes on. It seems like hours almost. I took the blankets. This was the best thing I could do. So I took the blankets I had and I put them over my body. And I don't know how I did this. And I'm in a rickety, creaky bed. But I tell y'all, I stiffened my body up to like a board. I was just straight like this. And I didn't make a sound in that bed for hours. And I'm thinking, I couldn't breathe. I'm claustrophobic. So I can't be in a tight, hot, confined space. That's just not me. But guess what? I was in a tight, hot, confined space for hours. I didn't move until I heard birds chirping outside. So this went on for about 2 hours, maybe a little more than 2 hours. And it was just like, and I didn't hear Judo anymore. So I had assumed that he was dead. So I was tripping about that because I'm like, dude, something just killed my dog. Like this is different from the bumps in the night that we was hearing or some of the shadow people we saw in the house. Like this is physically has taken a life in here. I gotta get the hell out of this place. And so I didn't hear him anymore and I didn't know what happened to him. And then it just went silence. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I don't hear anything. Quiet. I hear a few birds chirping. So I'm thinking what I didn't want to do was, I didn't know if it had migrated to my room. I was so scared, y'all. I'm thinking if I pulled it, because we just seen all the horror movies where, you know, once you cover up or turn around and the monster be right in front of you, that's what I'm thinking is about to happen when I pull this blanket off of my face. So I just ripped the blanket off and I'm thinking it's gonna be standing over me and hopefully I have a heart attack before it can rip my torso apart. I'm dead serious. These are my thoughts right now. I'm so serious, y'all. I'm not playing. I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm thinking I need to have a heart attack before this thing kills me and I have to experience being ripped apart by some sort of demon. Straight up. So I ripped the blanket off and there's nothing there. The dye from my blanket has seeped into my mattress from sweat. It's literally come off of my blanket and has seeped into the mattress and the sheets. So it's like this weird. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's the dye. It's all on my arms and my bottom half here is just discolored from dye. I've never sweat like this before or after, but I was covered in sweat. I heard these birds chirping and I waited about, I don't know, about an hour and 30 minutes before I actually got out of bed. And I'm thinking like, okay, I got to go down here and look at the chunks and pieces of my dog strode upon the basement, because I don't know what happened to him. So when I open the door, I finally get up the nerve to go open the door. And I open the door. And I just see a white blur. He flies out of there. He's alive. It's a blur. He just runs to his cage. And I hurry up and close the cage up because I got him on like doggy quarantine now, like a spiritual quarantine, because I didn't know if whatever that was some kind of way transferred and possessed him and it's inside of him now. And, you know, he used that as a vessel to come upstairs. I had a lot of things, crazy shit flying through my head at this point because I don't know what just happened. And so I put him in his cage. He didn't say anything. He didn't eat. He didn't drink. He just balled himself up in the back of the cage and he was just shaking. He just laying there shaking. He didn't say anything for about a day or two, nothing. So eventually, I watched him for about 3 hours. He didn't do anything. So I opened the cage. He didn't come out the cage till later on that night. I guess he just got so hungry. He finally came out and ate a couple of little pieces of kibble, but he didn't like eat. He just put a little something on his stomach. And I was just trying to console him or whatever. But we were both just completely traumatized and devastated and horrified by this event. My wife eventually came home. I think about a day or two later, she came home. And she was like, what were you talking about the other night? And I sat her down and told her what happened. She was kind of looking at me like, you have got to be kidding me. And I was like, no, I am not even remotely joking about this. We got to get the fuck out of here. This house ain't gonna do it. So maybe about a week after that happened, we were both laying in the bed and I'm asleep. I'm thinking of an exit strategy to get out of here. So, you know, this is a couple weeks later, I'm in the bed asleep and she's, baby, what is that? She's waking me up. I'm like, what? There's somebody in the basement. Just moaning like it's a man, and he's moaning in pain. And it was almost heart-wrenching. I almost felt sorry for whoever this was, because they sound like they were in so much pain. Just moaning and groaning in pain. And it was loud. It was very loud. And this went on for about 5 minutes. And I couldn't take it no more. I called the landlord. Hey man, you gotta get over here right now. Bring every book, every piece of whatever you got on this place, bring it right now. Get the fuck up and come over here. I'll let him have it. He was like, whoa, I'm coming. It was early in the morning. I was like, get up out your bed right now and come here now, immediately. Come see about this. He gets there and he brings the information about what this place is and how long it's been in existence and what's going on with it. Come to find out, This residence was a tuberculosis hospital in the late 1800s, early 1900s. A tuberculosis hospital. So there's no telling how many people died, how many people suffered, how many people were afraid for their lives, knowing that I'm going to die, and I'm not going out in a good way. There's no telling. These numbers are untold. So to know that, probably maybe thousands of people died in here, maybe a couple thousand people died in here. And it's like a nexus or a portal for spirits was completely frightening and sobering at the same time. We eventually moved with the quickness. We got up out of there as soon as we could. We moved to another residence. And I drive by this place maybe every day, maybe every other day. And I see it. And there hasn't been a time where the coldest shiver you can never experience doesn't run down my spine. Because I think about, this is just one of the events this was the event that drove me out. I'll be telling more stories about this house. But this is the most polarizing, traumatic event that took place there. And I want to share that with you guys on Space and Spooked. So get ready for the rest of season 2. We'll be going into some more of the spaced elements this season. We're talking about my UFO experiences and how profound and life-changing those were. So get ready, guys. I just want to share this one with you. I got through it without crying, which is good, I guess. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Remember, y'all stay spaced and y'all stay spooked. Peace.